It's so exciting to be taking public transit to the gala! Elsa, thank you again for agreeing to come with me. I know it's a bit unorthodox for the real family to ride the express, but...
Unorthodox only because we're fortunate enough to have access to private transportation. It just didn't seem right to travel to a charity gala in a private coach. Did you know? The people we're supporting tonight have to walk over 5 miles a day just to get water for their village.
Oh, I didn't know that. Kind of puts my enthusiasm in perspective, huh?
It's good to be grateful for what we do have, while remembering those less fortunate and doing what we can to help them.
I don't think I've ever seen Daisy so sad before. What do you think happened?
Good afternoon, Daisy. Anna couldn't help but notice you seemed a bit, well, not your usual chipper self.
Oh, Your Majesty! It's the weather.
The weather?
Yes! Oh, it's absolutely dreadful! I've had to do my Christmas runs all day, and no snow to speak of! Not one flake! It just doesn't feel like Christmas without snow.
Well, there may not be snow, but it's a perfectly lovely day for...
What will the children make their snowmen out of, Your Majesty? The snow angels!
Yikes, she is really upset. Elsa, don't you think you could?
You mean... Oh, no, Anna, I couldn't.
Why not? Look at her, she's so sad. Wasn't it you who said we should help those less fortunate than us?
Well, yes, but...
It's the season of giving!
I've made a lot of progress with my powers, but my control is still a bit finicky sometimes. I probably shouldn't be using it so carelessly.
You've always told me you wish you could find a way to help people with your powers. This is your chance.
Oh... All right. Something small. It'll be my personal Christmas gift, shall we say.
Oh, is that?
Yes, for you, Daisy. A little friend to keep you company on this snowless winter day.
Oh, he's just lovely. What a thoughtful gift. You truly are a most benevolent queen. C'est magnifique. However, it does occur the poor snowman will melt without anything to keep him frozen. Oh dear, the very thought has made me sad all over again.
Oh, no, don't be sad. There. Now he won't melt.
Oh, thank you, but what if he gets lonely? I simply can't have my snowman being lonely. It absolutely breaks my heart. Well, it only stands to reason that he must have a mother and a father. Perhaps a child or two.
Christmas, my true love sent to me. Turtles are and a partridge in a pear tree.
The very thought makes me sad.
Christmas, my true love sent to me. 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear.
Are we nearly done yet, Donny? Almost, Dougie. Just another mile of track, and we won't need to worry about the... Oh, shut up, Pat! You may want to keep your core levels high!
Oh no. What have I done?
Elsa, it's okay. It was just an accident.
That would have been avoided if I hadn't gotten so carried away. There would be so many delays. This is all my fault.
No, Your Majesty, this was my fault. I kept pushing you to do more because I wanted a white Christmas. I never meant for things to get so out of hand. You were right. It was a beautiful day. I should have been grateful to have had a clear track and a bright sun to see me through.
Unfortunately, now we have neither, and as long as Elsa's upset, the snow is just going to get worse.
It is her! It is Elsa! Yeah, let's do it! Come on, let's go cheer her up!
Let's go sing for her.
Here we come a-carrying among the leaves so green, and here we come a-wandering so fair to be seen. Love and joy come to you, and to you also too, and we'll bless you and send you a happy new year, and we'll send you a happy new year. We are not daily beggars who beg from door to door, but we are his children whom you have seen before. Love and joy come to you, and to you also too, and we'll bless you and send you a happy new year, and we'll send you a happy new year.
Absolutely lovely voices, all of you. You've all done a wonderful job reminding us what really matters, not just during the holiday season, but all year round. Simple little moments of incidental perfection just like this.
Goodbye, Elsa. Bye, Anna. Merry Christmas. See you later. Have a happy New Year. Bye.
Oh no! Did Queen Elsa get sad again?
No, my darlings. This isn't Queen Elsa's doing, but a lovely little moment of incidental perfection. Carry on, dears. No need to stop.
Here we come a-carrying among the leaves so green, and here we come a-wandering so fair to be seen. Love and joy come to you, and to you also too, and we'll bless you and send you a happy new year, and we'll send you a happy new year. We are not daily beggars who beg from door to door, but we are his children whom you have seen before. Love and joy come to you, and to you also too, and we'll bless you and send you a happy new year, and we'll send you a happy new year.
Morning, Scott! Off with your express runs again?
You bet. And off to the loading dock, I assume?
Yeah, and we gotta get going, Rishaira. The boat's probably waited ages for us. All right, cool your pistons, Grace. We'll get it done in twice the time any old crane can.
Well, good luck, you two. Oh, and mind the
Ew! Ugh, what is that smell? Ugh.
pong.
about here is. I mean, it's a little bit stinky, but stiffest and above is it a real pong. It's like 2 tons of old boiler sludge mixed with 1 ton of engine ash and 2 wagons of stinky cheese all boiled together in an oven. I'm telling you, it's the worst smell I've smelled since the holy hydraulics. Look out below! Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. I'm so sorry. I wasn't paying attention and I bungled it up. No worries. At least it solved that fishy situation.
Hi, you two. You got my load of salmon to take to the Birmingham Station Cafe?
Whoa, cool your pistons there, Ralph. We're going as fast as we can. Cut us some slack.
We're on a very tight schedule, Leonard, so I want things done, and I want things done on time. Those slag cars should be empty by now. And Dip, put the pedal to the metal.
I'm on it, boss. I'll take a shortcut across the rails.
Oh no, not again, not again, not again, not again, look out!
I got it. Why don't you watch where you're going, Puffball?
Huh? What the?
So, Ralph? Now that we're here, now that we're witnessing this, would now be a bad time to tell you that I think things work a little too well around this yard?
Quiet, you.
Huh? What was that? Well, what do you know? Looks like those sleigh cars have all been emptied. Isn't that what you wanted, Ralph?
I think I mean a minute. There was a lot to take in at once.
Hey, Dip! That was really something you pulled off there. Only, do you think you could do it again? How about you unload those pipe wagons for us?
I can't believe winter's finally here again. Look at how magical the countryside looks.
It might be fun for you, Tracy, but it's hard work for me. This snowplow is so uncomfortable.
But we need them to be safe, so we don't end up any snowdrifts.
I know that, but it makes winter feel like so much work.
Well, it can be really fun, too. There's the snowball fights and decorations and hot cocoa.
Well, you have a point there. And there's holiday parties, and snow sculptures, and the beautiful winter sunrises.
It's such a great time of the year.
Whoa, Diesel, you okay?
How am I okay with all the work I'm doing? Stupid ballast diggings kept me going all day and it takes forever to shift it out to the quarry. I'll be glad to move the last lot of it out so I can go back to my shed and sleep. Out of the way!
Tree in motion. We work until the day is through. We can fix a hole in the street to this Latin beat. No one can dig it like we do. Ha ha!
How many more trips to go before the foundation's ready, Mark?
Well, at the rate we're moving at, and how much more there is to go from the foundation, I'd say a good half dozen for Diesel.
Oh dear, I don't want Diesel fussing over more work. Mark, you and the others get Monty. There's going to be a lot to shift shortly.
Mark to the rescue! Let's get mucky! Stu is a very efficient engine. Being the dockmaster's diesel of Groflin Harbour, he always works to make sure the docks are tick-tock and on the clock. Unfortunately, this attitude does have a tendency to cause some, problems. One night, as the seaside locomotives were cooling their fireboxes and engines, Skipper Stu was rolling into the roundhouse. The engines were surprised. "What are you doing here tonight, Skip?" asked Oliver. "Passenger detail. The Seaside Rail Co. scheduled a test run for our new express passenger service for tomorrow, but the new engine she bought hasn't arrived yet, so I, of all engines, am to take the train tomorrow." "That sounds lovely," said Emma. "Not when you're the dockmaster's diesel. I feel like I should stay here and keep things running." "But we all help to do that," said Jones the Steam, "even whilst we have engines out of action. Like how I'm taking care of the containers while Russ is on holiday," said Gripper the Crane. "Suppose you've got a point," said Skipper Stu. "In that case, I'll keep this passenger run on the clock." And with that, he went straight to sleep. Next morning, however, showed that not everything would be on the clock. Skipper Stu, keeping in proper Navy fashion, woke himself up well before dawn. Unfortunately, the ship was still far out at sea by the time he got there. Trains came in and out of the terminal, and buses putt-putted in and out for a good hour while he was waiting. At last, the big cruise ship carrying his passengers finally arrived and quickly boarded his coaches. Stu's train would only stop at the harbour stations, so the coaches were special for the long trip. There was a break coach, a luggage van, a sleeper, a diner, and a lounge, all coupled together for the long journey. At last, everyone was on board, and Skipper Stu was ready to go. "Tick-tock, we're on the clock, off we go, lads," he called out, but the coaches weren't ready. "The conductor's not ready! The conductor's not ready!" they called out, but it was no use. Skipper Stu was moving. Had he not been flagged down, he would have left the luggage van and the brake coach behind. Skipper Stu felt very embarrassed. all the way to their first stop in Groflin, it seemed like nothing went right. Because they were late, they were switched off on a loop siding to let Yamon hurry past with some freight cars. Then, he ran into trouble with Donald at the salt mines. And to make things worse, the inclines proved very troublesome for Skipper Stu, causing the coaches to rock about and give the passengers an unpleasant experience. Passengers trying to sleep were given an unwanted massage. Hotcakes and bagels flew across the diner, and passengers trying to take pictures were given blurry results. At last, they made it to their first stop. The grumbling passengers boarding the mainline connections and ferry boats at the dock got off, and some new passengers got in. Harry and Hamish, the express freight diesels, were surprised to see their boss worn out and stressed. Oh, how do engines manage this? I've run this train to time, and I've run into nothing but trouble. Well, we're not experts on the matter, said Harry. But passenger trains aren't like freight, said Hamish.
They're right, you know,
said a voice. It was Olwen, who'd been hauling Isabel and Dulcie while Oliver was working at the salt mines.
Passengers are not meant to be treated like soldiers, and coaches aren't meant to be treated like cars. You need to be gentle, smooth, and above all, relaxed.
So, don't order them on board?
Correct.
And don't rock them about.
Correct. Just be relaxed and keep steady.
Just then, the conductor blew his whistle. All aboard! He called out as Skipper Stu tooted to say, all clear. And now, knowing that the passengers and luggage were safely aboard, he started off. The ride up to Brodinia Bay was much smoother. Skipper Stu didn't run into any loop sidings or jerk about on inclines. He just hauled his way up quickly but steadily. The passengers could sleep comfortably in the sleeper, the diners could enjoy their lunches of hot hamburgers, sandwiches, wraps and soft drinks, and sightseers could take in the beauty of the Crotoonian coast. And when they arrived at the harbour, Skipper Stu waited patiently for the passengers to reboard his coaches. Then, they all travelled down the same route home, stopping at each stop without fail. Finally, he made his last stop late into the night. His passengers boarded the final cruise ship bound for the mainland, and the express coaches were shunted away to the yards. Well done, said Dockmaster Eric. I heard you improved a great deal after what happened this morning, and the express has been a great success. Therefore, I am proud to say, thank you, good Eric, interrupted Stu. But I do have my dockmaster's duties to fill. Oh, I wasn't going to have you take over. Then, what were you going to say? But I must stop here, I'm afraid, or I'm going to spoil the next story.